año pasado se anunció la creación del Parque Binacional entre Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas y Laredo, Texas. Esto y la idea principal es poder unir las dos ciudades hermanas, los dos Laredos, y tener un proyecto similar al Riverwalk de San Antonio, Texas, en ambos lados de la frontera. El Parque Binacional es un proyecto con instalaciones similares en ambos lados del río, donde tendrían áreas verdes, lugares donde se pudieran realizar festejos y fiestas, incluso poder hacer algún concierto que se pueda ver en ambos lados de la frontera, y también un puente, y esto es muy importante, donde se puedan ver familiares que no tienen papeles, por ejemplo, para ingresar a los Estados Unidos, y ahí se puedan encontrar. Este es un proyecto muy grande en donde se ha trabajado muchísimo, sobre todo lo ha impulsado el embajador Quien, y esto es lo que se está haciendo.
Este histórico proyecto binacional abarcará 10 kilómetros y se enfocará en fortalecer la conservación del Río Grande, crear un espacio comunitario de recreación y educación que representa la relación única e interconectada entre estas dos ciudades fronterizas. Platicamos con Rick Archer, arquitecto principal para el desarrollo del Parque Binacional desde el lado de los Estados Unidos, quien trabaja para el despacho de arquitectura Overland Partners y asociados en San Antonio, Texas.
How are you doing these parks?
Well, we've been working with a binational working group between Laredo and Nuevo Laredo, led by RISC, the Rio Grande Study Center, and the city of Nuevo Laredo, where we're working together to try to formulate a plan for a binational park that'll be 1,000 acres and 6.2 miles or 10 kilometers on both sides of the Rio Grande River.
And how's that going to be? How is it going to work?
It's going to work as a place. Each of the parks will be independent in that people from each country will go to their own park. But the unique feature is there's a bridge that will connect the two that's a land bridge. It'll be a park in the sky over the river where people from both nations can come, be reunited with family and friends, and then return to their own country without having to have documentation.
So how are they going to take custody of that? How are they going to take care of that? The immigration officers.
Well, the immigration officers, interestingly, Border Patrol has been very supportive of the idea. It's really a matter of where is money taken from. So what will happen is it'll reverse where the tolls are paid. If you're from Mexico, you wouldn't pay a toll until you entered the United States, and from the United States, you wouldn't pay a toll until you enter from Mexico. And there will be a binational park association that will take care of that park.
But what you're telling me is very important, because maybe a father hasn't seen his son in a long, long time, and there they can reunite.
Well, that was the whole idea. When we began working on this, the two communities said, you know, we used to be one city, we used to be in one nation, and we've lost that sense of identity, we've lost that cultural connection, and in fact, many of us haven't seen our family members in over a decade. And so we asked the question, well, is there a way that we could make that happen? Not just make a political statement by creating a park on both sides, but really solve a problem, which is create a place where people gather for weddings, for quinceañeras, for markets, for birthdays, a place of celebration, a place of reuniting.
La idea es crear un destino cultural, internacional y un modelo para la cooperación, la conservación y la comunidad. El parque estará compuesto por 3 áreas: un área de restauración ecológica, un tramo en los núcleos urbanos a lo largo del río que estará enmarcado por puentes con un anfiteatro, y por último, un área de recreación que se propone que lleve a peatones al zoológico de Nuevo Laredo.
I had an interview a couple of months ago with Ambassador Salazar, and he was very interested in this project.
He has been an incredible supporter of this. When he came to Laredo and Nuevo Laredo a couple of years ago, he said, this is my number one priority. We need you to figure this out. And so we got to work very quickly working with this binational group to figure out together what would this become? How would we do this? And what we discovered was that the two communities already had 40 projects in the works on both sides of the river, but they weren't really connected, they weren't united as a larger vision. And so our charge has been to really stitch those together into something which really would be a model for the world about how to be neighbors.
Del lado mexicano, hay arquitectos de nuestro país que están dentro del proyecto.
Who are the Mexican architects and how are they working?
Well, we've been working with Arquitecto Quien in Nuevo Laredo, and he has been there, for decades. He's the chief architect in the city, and has been an incredible supporter. He and his team have been amazing to work with, and we come back and forth between the two countries and collaborate with one another on the design.
How many years are we talking about?
My guess is a decade. As long as we can keep moving forward with momentum. This is a very large project. It's an heroic project in many ways, but it's one that's absolutely worth doing.
El Parque Binacional en Río Grande, en Río Bravo, en Laredo y Nuevo Laredo celebra la cultura común, recupera la historia compartida, promueve la seguridad en ambos lados del río y puede servir como prototipo a seguir para otras ciudades fronterizas.